welcome, comrades. This is Fofi from InPDUM International Grounds, and we are welcoming you to the 2020 InPDUM Vision. I have the one and only President Kalambayi, who will give you a overview of everything that has been going on in the past and what we'll be looking for in the future. Today we have a pledge goal of $500. So please join us, and you are so welcome. We're happy to see you, President Kalambayi.
Uhuru, I want to thank Fofi for that welcome, and I wanted to appreciate everybody that have tuned in to watch. I want to ask you right now, go ahead and share this with your friends, your family. So go ahead and spin it, hit the share button, and invite your friends to watch this live stream with us, where we talk about InPDUM and who we are. What is InPDUM? Why do we need InPDUM, and why should you be a member of InPDUM? And if you're already a member of InPDUM, we want to appreciate you and talk about all the great work that you have done, and talk about what's the future to come. This is 2020, and 2020 is about perfect vision. And so as African people, as black people, colonized people all over the world, we know that it is time for us to not just, as chairman say, look at the world as we want it to be, but look at the world as it is. So it's no time for us to continue to act, we have to clean the dirt off our eyes, we got to kill the Becky in our head, and Tom, and bust the tooth, and really be able to say enough is enough. So this live stream, we are going to be talking about, the overview of InPDUM, why it was built, and where we're going, and we're going to appreciate our membership. We're going to talk about our new IEC. We are going to also be talking about the political report from the 7th Congress. And I want to first, I am so self-critical because I would really, really like to appreciate my leadership. Chairman Amali Yeshatella, I want to salute and appreciate Chairman. And I also like to appreciate Deputy Chair Onazane Yeshatella. I would like to also appreciate the whole Central Committee of the African People's Socialist Party. So let me go right on into it. InPDUM was founded in 1991 in Chicago, Illinois, by the African People's Socialist Party. The African People's Socialist Party is a revolutionary party that was built and have been fighting for the liberation of African people for a very long time, from the 60s. So as we all know, white power attacked black power in the 60s and swore that we would never have our own organization to be able to ever get them off our backs. And African People's Socialist Party never went underground and has been, carrying this torch, is the vanguard of the revolution. And so that leads InPDUM. So InPDUM is a mass organization, and InPDUM is an organization that is leading the struggle for bread, peace, and black power in the 21st century. I love that. Bread, peace, and black power. Bread, how we feed, clothe, and house ourselves. We can't have peace until we have a revolution. Bottom line. Peace through revolution in the 21st century. A mass organization such as what we've seen with Marcus Garvey, which I know is coming up to be in the 100th year of Marcus Garvey. So that's pretty dope as well. So InPDUM was a mass organization that was built because we knew, the party knew that most mass people would not be able to fight for black power. What do I mean by that? Is that when the Black Panthers were murdered, and Fred Hampton was murdered, Martin Luther King was murdered, and Malcolm X was murdered, and the whole state had came down on black power. Even in our African People's Socialist Party, our chairman did time in jail. Sometimes he said he looked up and had to keep track of the date by the newspaper articles. He spent so much time in jail for fighting for the liberation of African people. Historically, ripping down this horrible mirror that depicted black people in a very disgusting way in the 60s. Even people in our organization, in the African People's Socialist Party, was murdered. And so with this all being done, black people, were afraid just afraid to say Black Power. And Chairman said we have to have a mass organization to win Africans back into political life. So InPDUM is an organization that meets you right at your political door. Meet you if you a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you praying to stones, if you're a goddess, if you whoever you are, it meets you right at the political door, because regardless of who we are or what we are praying to or what we are doing, we have to seize seize power and be brought back into political life. Everything is political, regardless if we like it or not. And so InPDUM is a mass organization to do that. So that is our mission, is to bring the masses back into political life. Because as Chairman say, that African people didn't just stop voting. We understood that it wasn't working in our favor. Vote for what? African people would say. And so we had to have our own political party, and we had to have our own mass organization to bring Africans back into political life. So what can what happens when you become a member of InPDUM? Well, InPDUM is a mass organization, and we have various different people ways to organize with us. We have Africans that come into the work that say, I'm just going to pay a membership. I don't really want to organize, but I do say that African people have to be free, and I want to fight for the democratic request of African people, and so I want to support by being a sustainer. And we want to really salute and appreciate all of our sustainers, because that is how we are able to do all of our mass organizations and do all of our work. And so we really salute and appreciate you. And then, it's actually a way that you come into political life, which is very important to be involved in the struggle. As we catching hell every day, being colonized, it's so important for us to gain our confidence back in ourselves, because it has been constantly beat down in our head that we can't do anything. The African working class. The African working class got to lead the struggle. And so the African working class come into political life, and you learn how to be organized. You learn how to be in a meeting, and you learn how to build economic development. You learn how to write a plan of action. And all these things is actually teaching us what it means for self-determination. And so InPDUM is the organization to bring the masses back into political life and teach us what it means for self-determination in a very practical way, in the way we organize and go into our community and win other Africans into, bring them into this mass organization. And so some of the campaigns that we have worked on, I don't even know if I started with my name, but I think Fofi said Kalambayi. I have been serving as the international president for the last 5 years, and I consider it a complete honor to be able to serve in this capacity for the African working class. And some of the campaigns that we have done historically, even before I was the president, are amazing campaigns in what we called the old Oakland days. Which Chairman talked about, which really is really exciting. Yes. To hear about the housing programs, and starting our own clinic, where the state had to move in and try to store their clinic off the ideas of the African working class. It was InPDUM that was on the front line to really help define and explain to the world who Huey P. Newton was, and his last speech being in Oakland at the Uhuru House in Oakland, California. And so, InPDUM have been on the front lines, leading the charge for so many different campaigns. One of my favorite campaigns, that booklet that I love to read, and that Chairman produced, is the Jessie Woods campaign. This African woman that was getting a ride from a white man that had tried to rape her and her friend, and it was the party that got in front of this struggle and led it. The InPDUM got in front of this struggle and really led it in a dynamic way that universities today is speaking of it. So historically has been just completely amazing. And, right after Ferguson and Mike Brown died, we had the Black Grand Jury, which was dynamic, a dynamic campaign. And then Africans Charged Genocide, which we're going to talk a little bit more because my time is winding up, but we're going to talk more about Africans Charged Genocide. Chairman said that it have to be a household word. We have to win the Africans to understand that this is genocide. When you look at the definition, it was never, ever intended to be used for African people to describe the conditions that African people experience. But if you look at what they put in the definition, you see the conditions of African people. So we say Africans Charged Genocide has been a dynamic campaign. Yes. And Black community control of the police. If police are going to be in our community, then we have to have power. And to win Africans to understand that the police and how they serve, how they come into our community and what they do in our community, and that we need power over the police. It's our Democrat request. We pay their taxes. We are owed. And so we got to move on because we're getting a phone call from Philadelphia, I believe. So we are... So Jess, if you could hold on. We have Jess on the call that is from Philly. So one of the things that we are working on, that we are doing from the 7th Congress, Chairman Political Report talks about how InPDUM will lead the charge of opening up these offices. And it's not just opening up offices, but we have to be in the African working class where people can be able to walk in off the street and be able to feed, clothe, and house themselves, where they can be able to come into an office and say, I got a complaint about the school system, I have a complaint about the police, where they can come and purchase, Uzi merchandise, where they can come in and buy a Burning Spirit newspaper, where they can come in and buy decolonnades from Anwo, where they can come in and buy a Uhuru pie. This office space will be a place where they can come and get political education, where they can come and have a poetry event. So these spaces are very important because we have to get past, just talking about Black power, but it's not what we say, it's what we do. So we have Comrade Jess, and we're going to talk more about those office spaces because we are really, we're going to talk about what we have done and what we have to do. And on the call right now, I have Jess that is out of Philadelphia. Uhuru, comrade. Uhuru. Okay, Jess. So, comrade, if you can tell people a little bit about yourself and the role that you play with InPDUM.
I'm Jess. I'm from Philly. Right now, I'm currently the president of the Philly InPDUM branch. And right now, we're doing real groundwork. Our goal is to help lead and educate the struggle with the community for African liberation. And, these are the things that's really important when it comes to, us as being working class people and really struggling for our freedom and liberation for people around the world.
Uhuru, comrade. So can you tell people what's your role in InPDUM?
Yeah, currently I'm the president of the InPDUM branch, and right now we're organizing around and campaigning a rally for a brother named Kair. Those are really important things that's happening now. My role as the president is to really educate and the masses and struggle with the masses when it comes to fighting and getting true liberation and freedom are the things that has been taken back from our communities, control over our communities, and that's one of the parts I've been playing as my role as InPDUM president.
So, Comrade Jess, I know that I got for the first time to be able to go to the One Africa, One Nation marketplace in Philadelphia, and that was amazing. My mind was blown to see all the different vendors, and to hear the chairman, and it was just completely mind blowing. And I know I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're going to have a One Africa, One Nation marketplace, and we looking to Philly.
Yes.
And so can you just tell me a little bit about, being in Philly and how, the question of, buying, not just buying black, but buying black power in the One Africa, One Nation marketplace, and how InPDUM is going to be participating in that marketplace. And that's very exciting.
Well, for one, we all know, buying black is very important because a lot of our resources have already been stolen from us. And what we can offer each other in buying black is the things that we need. So when we buy black, we're not taking from each other. It's more of a shareable economics. And InPDUM is really important when it comes to buying black, such as, the Uzi apparel that's established. Uzi apparel is one of our favorite economic things that we put out there that people can buy into, and also take back with them. They can share, and I really think that's one of the important things that's growing. The One Africa, One Nation, the Buy Black marketplace is really growing, and InPDUM has a big part of that.
Uhuru. Yes, I just really want to salute the office of Deputy Chair that leads all the political work. And Uzi came directly out of her office because, the party said that we cannot just continue to fundraise, but we have to have, have real institutions so we can hire and be able to have full-time revolutionaries and, put a stake down. You can't, economic and political is one. And so InPDUM is very excited to be able to participate in the One Africa, One Nation marketplace. So thank you, Jess, for, I think my last question is, why is it so important for the masses to join InPDUM? Why is this organization way different than any other organization in the world? People say, well, just join the organization. And I say, no, you can't just join the organization. You got to join InPDUM.
InPDUM is an international organization that's really for everyone. We fight for black power, but black power is liberation for all peoples. And I really think that's why InPDUM is so important. There's a role and a space for anybody that's willing to combat, what's against us as oppressed people and as colonized people. And InPDUM, again, has a space and a place for anyone who was ready to do real work and struggle with their people.
Uhuru, comrade.
Uhuru.
Thank you, Jazz. Thank you. Let's give it up for Jazz from Philly. Keep doing that great work. We really appreciate it. Okay, so we really want to appreciate everybody that has been donating. So let's salute everybody that's been donating on the live.
Uhuru, yes.
We appreciate you so much for donating. And so Fofi is going to come and give us a total or tell us where we at.
Okay, we had a $500 goal, and before we came online, we got a $50 donation from Michael Odom Collection.
Oh,
not from him, but his collection.
So what he have collected. So
right.
Michael Odom, which we'll be interviewing and be talking to, he took his initiative to knock on doors and talk to friends and family members and raise $50. So let's give it up for Michael Odom.
Uhuru, Ron Hudson. Uhuru, comrade.
Uhuru,
donated $40.
Uhuru. Grady Brown, $10 out of St. Louis.
Uhuru.
Wendy Craig out of San Diego, $25. Thank you. Long-time supporter.
All right.
Uhuru. So let's just, I want to just encourage everybody to continue to share this live and continue to donate to InPDUM. And we're going to talk about, just why you should donate to InPDUM, why it's so important to support InPDUM. And this is a mass organization, your mass organization, and how you donating to InPDUM is a strike to white power. Uhuru?
And we have a total of 375 to go. To make our goal.
Uhuru. So we're getting a phone call from our next from San Diego, where we have a branch. I'm really excited about this branch. They've been doing incredible work in San Diego, California. And out of San Diego, we have Michael Odom on the call. Uhuru.
Uhuru, Michael.
Uhuru, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you loud and clear. How you doing, comrade?
Oh, I'm well. I'm all the way in Calgary, Alberta, in Canada right now. So it's good to be on the call.
Uhuru. Okay, comrade, can you tell me just a little bit about yourself and the role that you played with InPDUM?
Locally in San Diego, I'm the secretary of the InPDUM San Diego branch, and nationally, I'm the chair of the Africans Charged Genocide campaign, which I think we talked about a little bit, or I'm willing to solicit some questions. As a part of the African Charged Genocide campaign, I lead a program called Black Power at the Border, which actually crosses over into Mexico and seeks to organize and bring humanitarian aid as well as political outreach to Africans in Tijuana, Mexico. Black Power at the Border, as I said, is a working group, a local working group, which is a part of the larger African Charged Genocide campaign.
Uhuru. Amazing, comrade. So can you just tell us a little bit about African Charged Genocide?
All right, thank you. So African Charged Genocide began in 2014. It is a response. It was an immediate response to the death of Mike Brown as well as the Flint water crisis, but it also is so crucial because it places into a political and international context that the struggles that we have as African peoples in the United States, by all definitions, rises to the level of genocide. And one thing that I really like and really feel privileged about being part of this campaign is that in the Uhuru movement, we refer to Malcolm X as the truest of African internationalists. So the African Charged Genocide campaign really builds on the work of Malcolm X and taking the struggles of African people colonizing the U.S. to the world stage.
Uhuru, that's so great.
I
really appreciate.
So we got a tour coming up too.
Yeah, got a tour coming up. So I really appreciate that, Comrade Mike Odom. And I know I came out to San Diego and I got to speak to your class because you are a professor. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a Black Studies professor as well.
He's a Black professor, and you teach the theory. And so when we talk about InPDUM meeting the masses and bringing them into political life, the theory that we practice is. Can you talk a little bit about the theory?
Yeah, so the theory well, it's important to note that Chairman Omali Yeshitela says that you can have theory without revolution, but you can't have revolution without theory. And the theory of the African working class and InPDUM and African People's Socialist Party is that of African internationalism. So making it plain, I bring African internationalism into my classroom, and that's actually the methodology through which we study Black studies, liberation politics in my classroom.
Uhuru, comrade.
We need more teachers like you, Michael. We do.
Uhuru.
Thank you.
Well, comrade, I just really want to salute and appreciate you for coming on the live to talk about African Charged Genocide. And you can go to africanshortgenocide.org and sign the petition. And you can also read other people from all over the world that have signed this petition. Comrade, we want to appreciate you again for the $50 that you had donated before the live. So we want to just really salute and appreciate everybody that contributed to making that $50. No donation is small or too small. You can give $5, and all you have to do is go to InPDUM.org and do one-time donation and say 2020 in the comments. So just go ahead and do that right now. Go to InPDUM.org and hit the donation button and make a one-time donation right now. Uhuru. Thank you, comrade.
Thank you.
So again, we want to just really appreciate everybody that has donated so far, and I want to make I want to salute Comrade Casey Uhuru from USM that have donated $10. So we want to salute and appreciate Casey. And I'm going to donate $20 today as well. So $20. Uhuru. Sophie, is you gonna make your announcement?
Yes, this is 4 feet, and I want to donate $40 for myself and my family, my children, my mother, and my sister, and my grandchildren.
Uhuru. I want to appreciate Sophie. So as we wait for the next person to call, which we'll be hearing from Seattle, I just was having a flashback, Sophie, when we first met the chairman.
Oh my God!
So
that changed my life
completely.
Yes.
In such a great way. Such a great way. I just really appreciate Chairman, and I met Chairman 5 years ago on the grounds in Ferguson. It just slipped my brain, and I seen Chairman at a march, and I was walking. I was at a march. I had a sign, and it was like a peaceful march or something where you had to be quiet. And I was aggravated that we continue to go to these marches and they tell us to be peaceful, and you can be in broad daylight, peaceful march, and then, I have stood beside an African woman get shot in the eye at a peaceful march with her baby. So I was tired of being peaceful, and I was tired of holding my hands up, and I was tired of all that. And I seen this man, and he looked real militant. And so I said, well, I'm going to stay, because he looked like he about that life. And I was like,
what life is that?
I was a crazy person because the march was crazy, and somebody was filming Chairman, and he was summing up and explaining, the terrain and what was happening, and he was talking about colonialism, and he was talking about being colonized, and I had never heard these words before, but he was not just saying colonialism, but he was describing colonialism, and I couldn't help but to see my life in what he was saying. So I kept following him, because for the first time of going out from Ferguson, protest after protest, to actually see or hear somebody to have an analysis to explain what was happening. Because it was like we just protesting, we just getting hit with, rubber bullets, and we just out here, and it was so frustrating to me, and for the first time somebody was actually explaining why Mike Brown died. You know what I'm saying? Explaining why Africans were resisting in a way that didn't just say, oh, you crazy, why y'all burning up your own community? And so I just really salute and appreciate Chairman for coming. And he's always say that he came because he heard the message that was coming from the people that said, kill the police. That's what the people were saying. They wasn't saying, hands up, don't shoot.
Right.
They were saying, kill the police. And crime at that time had tremendously went down because African people at that time knew one enemy, and that was the police.
Right.
Okay, so we got more donations that came in. Okay, we waiting for the next person from Seattle.
Seattle. Not yet. They're calling in a minute.
Okay.
But I want to say, when I met the chairman, my cousin had said, can you do a poetry for an event?
There we go.
I'll get back to that. Here's Seattle.
Uhuru, Seattle, how are you? Uhuru, Demetrius, Cooper, how are you doing, comrade?
Uhuru.
Oh, Comrade Demetrius is from Seattle, and Demetrius, could you tell me a little bit about yourself and your role in InPDUM?
Sure. My name is Demetrius, and I'm a member of InPDUM out of Seattle, Washington. And I've been involved with InPDUM since 2018. After I saw the chairman come and speak downtown Seattle, and he just spoke to me, and it just resonated with me about Black liberation and about the science of being liberated. And so right now, I'm a member of InPDUM, and we embracing the struggle. So yeah, we're united in the struggle for African liberation.
Uhuru, comrade. And so, you know, Chairman is still recruiting. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a recruiter, be like Chairman. He's still recruiting people. He recruited Demetrius in Seattle after Demetrius heard Chairman come and speak. That's why it's important that InPDUM in 2020 is, you know, going to be having events where we can bring Chairman, because we know that people gotta hear, you know, this analysis of African internationalists and hear from Chairman. It really just, you know, completely change your life. So I just want to salute Chairman once again. And I want to ask you, Demetrius, if you could tell me about some of the work that y'all doing on the grounds in InPDUM right now in Seattle.
Sure. So right now, Happy New Year's. New Year, the struggle is still real. The work we're doing in Seattle, well, the end of 2000, in September, we were in African charged genocide in St. Louis. We had Seattle forces to come over there. In November, a couple of months ago, we had indigenous people charged genocide, because genocide goes across races, and a lot of people have suffered from genocide. So yeah, this is going to be a new year. We have a person going to the plenary this February, and basically what we're doing, our plan for this year is to continue recruiting and to continue educating the people and let them know about genocide and how genocide affects us as a community.
Can you, Demetrius, can you tell me why is it important for the masses of African and colonized people to need to be a part of InPDUM for 2020?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, the African working class definitely need to be a part of. InPDUM, because this is a organization with structure, and there's a science to being unified. I mean, things just don't happen in a vacuum. They just didn't happen out of nowhere. It actually took effort to create the social systems that we have today. So in order to make changes, we have to make changes. We have to be proactive instead of reactive in our efforts to make make those changes. They're just not going to happen because we wish them away, and we wish away police brutality, and it's just going to happen. Or we go vote in the polls, and it's going to happen. We have to really be active in this. So, and another thing that's coming to my mind is the kids. Yeah, we have to create a future for our kids. Like I said, it's just not going to happen if we, just wishing. We have to plan, and then we have to be committed to that plan and stick to that plan.
Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you, comrade. Really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you. I wish you was coming to the plenary. Demetrius brought up the 2020 plenary that's going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida. But, comrade, we want to appreciate you and say continue to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Uhuru, comrade.
Uhuru.
We are still getting donations, and we want to say Allie Haney gave $25. Uhuru. Akimba, comrade out of New York and Philly, gave $55. Uhuru. Akimba.
Whoa, nice.
Marissa, $25 out of Seattle. Uhuru, Marissa.
Uhuru.
So, keep dropping the coins, comrades. We really appreciate it. We want to salute and appreciate everybody that have donated this for, and encourage everybody to continue to donate by going to InPDUM.org, one-time donation 2020. You can become a member as well. It's various different levels of membership, and you can make that decision right now. Don't put off something that you can do today for tomorrow. Uhuru.
We've got a $200 total that we have to gain. Uhuru to all the comrades that have donated, and we appreciate each and every penny.
I think that was kind of, you said $20. We need $200 more.
$200 more.
Okay.
Did I mix it up?
Well, it just sounded like you said somebody donated $20, $200 first.
I wanted to say when I met the chairman how things changed for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was contemplating my future because every 10 or 20 years that you season, you be looking at what's next in your future. And I was 60, and I was wondering, okay, what do I do next? Do I prepare for retirement? Do I, get ready to move out in the sunny country so I won't have arthritis real bad? But while I was contemplating that, Michael Brown was murdered. And my phone kept going off with alerts. And I said, things have changed. And I had to see how things were going to change.
We got the next
We've got our next phone call. And I'll tell you how my life changed.
Uhuru, comrade.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you great. And comrade, this is Offset.
Uhuru, comrade.
Uhuru, comrade, out of New York. New York in the building. Uhuru, comrade, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, comrade. Thank you for joining us. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role that you play in InPDUM?
Oh, yes. So my name is Osa Shakur, and I am currently the social media coordinator.
Uhuru. Oh, social media coordinator, comrade. That's dope. Propaganda is very important, and making sure that we, put out, information about InPDUM to be able to influence the masses is super critical. So that is very dope. Can you tell me some of the things that you guys have been engaged in doing, the comrades in New York? What have y'all been doing on the grounds in New York?
Definitely. So I'm actually here with Arande Shakur. So I'll give you guys briefly some things that we'll be doing, but if you don't mind, he'll also go a little bit more in depth about some of the
Hey, comrade. The more the merrier. It's a party. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Definitely. So we've been doing a lot in New York as far as a lot of groundwork, a lot of organizing. We've been hosting events and trying to build institutions that will assist us in building Black power and waking up the masses of people to understanding the importance of gaining political insight. I'll let Arande speak a little bit more about what we're doing.
Uhuru, Arande.
Uhuru, how you doing? Arande.
I'm fine.
Can you tell people your name and your role in New York?
Yeah, my name is Arande Shakur, and currently I'm the membership coordinator.
Uhuru, Arande. Can you tell people how long you've been involved in InPDUM?
Yeah, Uhuru. I've been rolling with the chairman since 1980.
1980. Wow. 1980. Wow. I really want to salute and appreciate you for, never giving up, because I know as a colonized African, we catch hell every day, and sometimes, we can see we don't have the long-term view. And for you to constantly continue to be in this struggle, comrade, I just really want to salute you. Can you tell us a little bit what's going on in New York and what y'all been doing on the grounds?
Yeah, Uhuru. The thing that is fueling the work today in New York is that we put it under our consistency in terms of having our consistent bi-weekly meetings and our weekly local LEC meetings, which gives us structure and gives us direction in terms of what we're trying to do. And all for those meetings and being involved in the community, we have developed two institutions that we are developing. There's a TV program called The Uhuru Mindset that we do once a month that's espousing in different aspects of African internationalism. We also have a monthly African Bazaar and Freedom Mic program that happens on a monthly basis, which is our Buy Black Power initiative. We also are in the process of Uhuru House building campaign. We're trying to purchase a building, develop a Uhuru House here in New York, so we can have duplicate the programs and institutions from the Uhuru movement here in New York, and we also in the process of developing what we call in the Omawali campaign. Study group.
Yes, New York doing the work. You know, I'm sad that we have to continue to move because we got a time. But one of the things that I wanted to highlight that New York is a branch and they fastly growing, and I want to salute all the forces that's on the ground in New York that's doing the dynamic work. And one of the things Arande said is they are fulfilling the political report to the 7th Congress by opening up a hub spot, having an office in New York on the grounds where people can walk in and they can have their meetings and have economic institutions as well. So I just want to salute all the great work and all the forces in New York. Uhuru. Thank you, Arande. Uhuru.
Uhuru, this is for you.
Uhuru, comrades, thank you. Uhuru.
I want to thank Michael Odom for $25 of his own.
Uhuru.
Dexter Luenga,
Uhuru.
an IDC member, he's donated $40.
Uhuru.
And
Maisha
from San Diego,
$25. Uhuru. Maisha. She's the Secretary for African Shores Genocide.
And from our phone banking last night, we got a total of $227.
Uhuru! Uhuru! And we're gonna give you a new total as we go. But before we get that new total, right here in the beautiful Aquava Hall, we have Comrade Grady. Uhuru, yes. Comrade Grady.
Yes. Grady, I'm gonna let you have this seat.
Uhuru.
For a minute.
Comrade Grady. Uhuru.
I'm not.
So Comrade Grady, you have to say Grady Brown. You can't just say Grady. You have to say Comrade Grady Brown. Uhuru.
Leadership. It's good to be here.
It's good to be here. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in InPDUM on the grounds in St. Louis?
Sure. My name is Grady Brown. I'm the local organizer of InPDUM. When I first came into InPDUM, I merely came as a visitor. And that was a wonderful thing. You know, came one time, kept coming back. My president to the left of me, President Kalambayi, she saw, my enthusiasm. And, her and Comrade Folk encouraged me to join. So when it came time for membership, I immediately raised my hand. And I say, I don't know what y'all doing, but I want to be a part of it. And it's been, comrades, it's been beautiful ever since, because slowly but surely, as my leadership, President Kalambayi said, I'm learning to see how the world, how it really is, not as I was before, pretending and praying how I wanted to be, but seeing how it really is. And so as local organizer, it gives me opportunity, comrades, to engage with the African working class in the St. Louis or African working class community. And, they are very excited about the things we're doing here in the Carver Hall. And it was long overdue. And
let me jump in, and so I can just ask you one more question, because I know we skating for time.
Okay.
Okay. So just real quickly, can you just tell me some of the campaigns that we're doing on the grounds in St. Louis? Just
sure.
some of just
sure.
real quickly.
Yeah. We recently engaged with this campaign on the ground fighting against the NGA, the National Geospace Global Program. And comrades, if you don't know, this program is wicked. It have forced many Africans off their property, and it's been supported by the local white power structure in the neo-colonial in the St. Louis area. And they have deceived, at least attempted to deceive the masses of the people. But where we come in as InPDUM, we're educating them about the real deal with the NGA, how it would like launch drones across the globe, particularly in Africa, even in the community, how they be spying on us, and we saying, you know, hell no, you know, we don't want that. And also,
Hell no to the NGA.
yeah, hell no to the NGA. And also, we fighting against, we have the Key 28 campaign. And the Key 28 campaign, that is a fight to keep 28 wards in the city of St. Louis. Now, you may ask, like, man, why y'all want to keep 28 wards? And it's not for the politicians, no, but it is to give equal footing and some stability to the African working class where we have a voice, you know, where, you know, we won't be going against, you know, big developers and political donors. And so it you know, the Key 28 campaign, you know, it's a fight for black power. That's what it truly is. And it's a fight to keep things equal. So, you know, it's a fight pushing against genocide as well.
And so we have Sunday rallies here each and every Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Right at 4101 West Florissant. So if you're watching from St. Louis, we will be here this Sunday from 4 to 6. You don't want to miss it. This is us talking about economic development to the black community. We have food, we have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
We have political education. So be here at 4101 West Florissant in St. Louis, Missouri from 4 to 6. And that's each and every Sunday.
Yeah, if I can say this, President Kalambayi, you know, comrades and African working class brothers and sisters, if you sick and tired of being sick and tired, please come out tomorrow from 4 to 6 p.m. because, you know, we doing the damn thing. We ain't holding nothing back. You know, we speaking the truth. And it being 2020, you know, perfect vision. We have a perfect vision. Everything ain't perfect in this world. So, you know, we on the ground fighting, and we want y'all to come on now.
Well, thank you, Grady, for being here. Thank you, Conrad, for you know all the work that you do, all the incredible work doing on the grounds, doing outreach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bringing Africans in to to receive this political education.
Oh yeah.
Really salute you, Conrad.
I salute you as well, President Kalambayi, and
Uhuru.
also the African working class brothers and sisters. I love y'all. Let's keep doing it. Vanguard up.
Vanguard up. Uhuru. So we want to have Fofi to come back. She's going to give us a grand total. Come on, Fofi, come on down. Don't keep the people waiting. We want to know the goals.
Okay.
You know, I just want to really, again, appreciate everybody that donated today. We truly appreciate it. We have our first office here in St. Louis. Uhuru! We opened up our first international office because next year, which is this year, the end of the, by September, what we are moving towards is a building fund. And this is the first break of our building fund for our office, where we want to have an office where you can walk straight in off the street and be the InPDUM office. And we have our international office. So we're doing big things here in St. Louis, okay? And we're doing big things internationally. This is the organization that you want to be a part of. And I am so excited because all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida, we have Director Akile. Uhuru! She like the Black Power superstar. Uhuru! The people's champion. Uhuru, thank you, Comrade, for being with us today. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Comrade, and I'm honored to be a part of this, for real.
Uhuru. Comrade, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, and can you tell us, how you have played a role in InPDUM?
For real. Well, I first actually got my start in political life through the International Democratic Uhuru movement in 2015. I joined at just 18 years old, and my first area of work was actually the membership coordinator on the IEC for InPDUM, and was, I think, brought in right when you were coming as the president, right under your leadership, President Kalambayi. So, and yeah, I've been in the Uhuru movement and the party ever since, and currently function as the director of agitation and propaganda for the African People's Socialist Party. And that of course wouldn't have been able to really happen without your leadership, President Kalambayi, and being able to work, in the International Democratic Uhuru movement in that capacity. So,
Uhuru. I really want to, say that, it's no age, it's never an age that's too young to come into political life. We have to, take this to every high school, every college, to win all Africans, because we all under attack. No matter if you man, woman, whoever you are, no matter your gender, no matter your sexual preference, whoever you are, we have to understand that this is our struggle. So at the age of 18, the Comrade Akile joined InPDUM, brought into political life, and the analysis of Chairman Omala Yeshitela have changed and shaped her life, and now she's our director of Agitprop, so this is tremendous, and she have did so much work running for office and etc. Comrade, can you tell us some of the work that has happened on the grounds in St. Petersburg, Florida?
Yes, of course. And actually, you just mentioned running for office. Well, that was a lot of the bulk of the work that we did in 2019. Was we ran a really dynamic electoral campaign calling to make the South Side black again, which Southside St. Petersburg, where I'm from, where I'm at currently, is the African working class community. And, we just waged this really powerful reparations electoral campaign, took control of, even with the this incredible platform, control of what reparations means in the context of all these other candidates running for president and what they're talking about when they say reparations. We've made it very clear. We defined it, and it was really important anti-gentrification work that we were doing right here on the ground, challenging the social system in the form of the St. Pete City government with the crimes they're committing against the African community here. So, that amazing campaign that we did was about 6 to 8 months long, and then currently have a campaign dealing with, slumlords here and the abuse of African, African residents here at the place they call Citrus Grove, but I know it's Bethel Heights, and it's always been called Bethel Heights. It's a housing complex, and the city government threatened to shut off the water. We're not paying the water bill, and we're paying utilities on it. So now we're engaged in that struggle. So that's just some of the work that's happening here in St. Pete.
So St. Petersburg, Florida is doing the work, and we have a branch there, and I just really want to salute and appreciate our director, Akile, for joining us. Thank you, Comrade Uhuru.
Uhuru!
Let's give it up to Director Akile. And so, comrades, these are some of our areas. I did want to say that, this is a 1 hour live, so we don't have every area where we are located today, but I did want to salute and appreciate the incredible work that is happening in South Africa.
Yes.
So let's give it up to all of our brothers and sisters in South Africa that is doing incredible. I'm inspired by you every day. And every excuse that we think we can make, we cannot make. Because in South Africa, people are living off barely $1 a day. Electricity is not as easy accessible as it is to us. And they make no excuses. They grinding hard to do the work. So I just really want to salute and appreciate South Africa and all the amazing work that's happening. Uhuru.
Yes. Uhuru.
With Chairman Tufari. Uhuru that's leading that work there. Uhuru. So, did we have any more donations? Nicola from New York gave $40. Nicola.
Orande Shakur from New York gave $25.
Orande, we heard from him early, gave $25. Uhuru. Veteran in InPDUM.
Let me keep adding.
Okay, so we had, before that, we had raised $617. Uhuru, thank you, comrade. So now we're going to give you a new total. And as Fofi get that total, I just want you coming to the end. So I want to appreciate everybody that tuned in to watch this live, that shared this live, that have donated. I want to really appreciate our membership, to say, continue on the fight. In 2020, we are going to be doing more tables. We're going to be sending out information and showing you what tables look like. We want to set up tables in the African working class community. Everywhere that we are going to be going back to the manuals, doing door-to-door, and we're going to be doing mass training on InPDUM. InPDUM came directly out of the Office of Deputy Chair that talked about how we gain volunteers. So if you're not quite ready to be a member, you can be a volunteer to be a part of that. So we wanted to say that as well as we end our live. So now we at Q&A. We can take a couple of questions if it's some questions out there. And our new grand total is
$682, but you can still give, keep adding, and we will, we so much appreciate it. Uhuru. Who?
Whoa, Michael Odom gave another 25. Uhuru, comrades. You know, I just really want to appreciate everybody, again, that donated. And I just really want to encourage people to go to InPDUM.org and become a member. It's all levels of membership for everybody's, resources. If you want to become a member, a general member, you can pay $25 for one time, or you can be one of our sustainers. And all that information is directly on our website. And if you want any more information, you can ask questions or anything like that on InPDUM.org and do that. And you can continue to donate all day, even when this live streaming is over. It is okay to donate. And so these resources, we got a new total.
Yes. Our new total is $707, and keep it coming.
And
I
Marco from San Diego just gave 25.
Uhuru! Marco!
Marco
So from San Diego, Marco from San Diego gave a $25. Uhuru, Marco! If you're not a member, join. I just want to salute and appreciate my IEC. That is the leading body that leads this work. As we know, one individual cannot do it. We need organization. And so it is one of the things that Chairman struggled for in his political report, that the IEC had to play a greater role in the building of InPDUM. And, really struggling for that, to have leaders. So I just really want to salute everybody on my IEC that made this possible today. I want to salute Comrade Fofi, which is my Economic Development Coordinator. And I want to really appreciate and salute Comrade Dexter out of Boston, that is my Info and Ed coordinator, that coordinated all this from Boston. Uhuru, Dexter. I want to salute and appreciate Josh Shine. Josh Shine, I love my whole IEC, but Josh Shine is my ride or die out of San Diego. He like Scottie Pippen. He play all positions. But right now, he is my membership coordinator. Uhuru, Josh Shine. Uhuru. And I want to salute and appreciate Akimba out of New York.
Yes.
He is my outreach coordinator, and he is laying it down in Philadelphia and New York. So I want to give it up for Akimba, my outreach coordinator.
Uhuru, Akimba.
And I want to salute my secretary. The secretary that follow-ups and checked up and looks under every kind of hole, non-liberal, fights and makes sure that we follow all organization manuals. Comrade Marissa out of San Diego.
Marissa!
I really want to appreciate everybody that has, my whole IEC. And every person that play a role. Nothing is too little in everything you do. And we want to really want to, go ahead, Fofi.
Okay. Two things. Our next live stream will be February 2020. And I want to say that the IEC is together because our leadership, which is President Kalambayi, is so tight. We would not be who we are without her vision through the chairman, which is, that's our big time leadership. And DC owner, you can stay with me anytime, comrade. Okay. Our new total is $732.
Uhuru. Yes, and I just want to say that, you know, me being the international president, I sit on the board of the Central Committee. So I want to salute my whole Central Committee and all my comrades that struggle with me to fight for the vision of InPDUM, because every member of the African People's Socialist Party is a member of InPDUM, and the party leads this struggle. And I just really want to salute Chairman Omali Yeshitela for all his incredible work over the years and the decades, and Deputy Chair Onizade Yeshitela that comes out with all these manuals and lay out protocols and fight like hell for not only her office but the whole African nation. And so I just really want to salute the whole Central Committee that, you know, really fights for Africa in a way. So Vanguard up,
Vanguard up!
Vanguard up,
Vanguard up.
fist up, fight back. Uhuru!
Uhuru!